Hi guys, so let's go ahead and talk about today's thing. We are talking about external forces. It is in the title, should be here. So I said external, it's internal. So we're talking about tectonic plates, and then we're going to be talking about like what's happening within the earth to kind of move these and their motions and what they're causing. So let's go ahead and go through our thing. You need to, like, instead of saying it, your answer here, your answer needs to be highlighted, your answer needs to be red. If you accidentally delete a slide, well, then you're kind of oops. I had 3 people delete slide number 3 from the test, and that was 25 points, and their score, they really had to struggle on that one. So be very careful. It is not easy to kind of recreate it. So just make sure that you kind of keep up with that. All right, so we are going to be watching a video, and you are going to be putting your answers here. So let's watch the video together.
Take a look at the outer surface of our planet. It may look like one solid shell. But according to the theory of plate tectonics, this outer layer, called the lithosphere, is actually broken up into mass.
So there was the answer to number 1. It is the lithosphere. So you are going to write lithosphere right here. We're going to continue playing.
Sphere is actually broken up into massive, rigid slabs called tectonic plates that fit together like puzzle pieces. Floating on a thick, molten layer of the mantle called the asthenosphere. The plates
don't need to know about this.
Like slow-motion bumper cars, traveling up to 6 inches a year.
Okay, so that was the second question, that it is moving like bumper cars, moving 6 inches a year. Uh-oh.
Mantle called the asthenosphere, up to 6 inches a year. Right now, Earth's crust is divided into 7 large plates and dozens of small.
And then that was the last one. How many plates was it created, or how many plates are going to be a part of it? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we do have some smaller plates, but we have just 7 large parts of tectonic plates, okay? Let's go ahead and go to the next one. So when we are looking at the 3 types of boundaries, we are going to have 2 videos that kind of talks about them. This video, I think it's a little bit more easier on the ears, and the other video, I really like the pictures of it, so we're going to kind of use 2. So from this video, we are going to watch this thing. Let me take it out of present mode. The first question that it's asking is saying, okay. So the first question that it's asking, it says, use the arrows outside of the slide box to recreate the movement of the divergent plates. You need to make your items smaller so that you can see these arrows, and then you could use these arrows to kind of put them where you need to place. You're going to put them here, and you're going to either have them together or you're going to have them separate or whatever. So you should be moving those arrows up there and putting them here to recreate the movement. The second question is asking what landform does a divergent boundary create, and give a real example of one. So let's go ahead and we're going to make this bigger again, and we're going to watch our video.
The relative movement of the plates creates 3 types of boundaries. A divergent boundary occurs when 2 plates move away from each other. On land, you can each move away from each other.
So those are the arrows. Okay, you need to move the arrows that are up here, and you need to put them here, and you need to put them so that they are facing away from each other. Now, we need to pay attention to what landform is created.
On land, you can easily see this. Diverging plates create huge troughs, like the Great Rift Valley in Africa. If the spreading...
So here is a real world example, and it is creating a valley or a trough. If you are talking about the ocean, sometimes they use the word trench. So there's in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, there's this huge trench that is so deep that seriously we know more about the moon than we know about what's going on in that trench, because it's just too deep that it's really hard for us to get machinery down there to explore. That's not what I wanted to do. Okay, push play.
The relative movement of the plates creates three types of boundaries. A divergent boundary occurs when two plates move away from each other. On land, you can easily see this. Diverging plates create huge troughs, like the Great Rift Valley in Africa. If the spreading here continues, the Indian Ocean will eventually flood the rift, converting the entire eastern Horn of Africa into a massive island.
Okay, but it's going to take like billions of years for that to happen.
Transform back.
We will never see that big island going off because it's going to take like billions and billions of years for it to actually become an island, okay? Let's go ahead and go to our next video.
At divergent boundaries, two plates are moving in opposite directions. As convection currents drive these plates apart, magma rises up from the mantle to form a new crust and a ridge or depression between the plates. And finally,
that was pretty fast. Okay, so it's going to talk about how magma is coming up and out.
At divergent boundaries, two plates are moving in opposite directions. As convection currents drive these plates apart, magma rises up from the mantle to form a new crust and a ridge or depression between the plates.
Okay, so it says magma is coming out of the crust, and then it's going to just create a new one. So here's, we're gonna go on a little field trip. Okay, so here's what's happening. Okay, guys. So I have these two desks together, and this is a divergent where it is kind of being pushed away. Okay, so as we are taking this one further away, this gets bigger. Magma is going to come up here. Remember, magma is like lava. So the magma is going to be like bubbling up, and then right here, we're going to have a rift. We're going to have a valley. We're going to have a trench, okay? This area is going to, the magma comes and it's going to be new crust, okay? So that's how it's going to be created. We'll just stay over here for the next one, okay? Let's go to our next one. We have, we're going to talk about transform. Remember, you have those arrows outside of the slide box. Okay, you have those arrows up here outside of your slide box. So make sure you are using them and you are moving them to where you need to put them. Now we have transform, and we need to go back one. We're going to push play.
Grind past each other.
I don't know if we...
Transform boundaries are where two plates grind past each other in opposite directions. The most famous example is the San Andreas Fault, where portions of Southern California, including Los Angeles, are sliding roughly 2 inches closer to Northern California each year.
Okay, so that was your real world one. Okay, guys. When you're looking at the how California is moving past each other, that's what would be your real world. Make sure you have your arrows. They are not on the same conveyor belt. Okay, so let's look at our desks again. So on this one, we have, right, they're on the same conveyor belt. But for the desk, we're going to move it. And so they are slipping side by side to each other. Now, there's still going to be tension that's going to exist, but they're not going to hit each other and they're not moving away from each other. Okay, so let's look at this next video. And on this one, you need to find out what does the built-in tension create, and then it's asking you to insert a footage of an earthquake. I don't know why it's not letting me push play.
And finally, in transform boundaries, two plates slide past one another. Sliding motion results in built-up tension that, when released, causes earthquakes. The San Andreas Fault is a well-known transform boundary. So remember, convection currents in the upper mantle
Let's go back. And then it was saying that it created, that those tensions created earthquakes. Okay, so in LA, we always have earthquakes because those two are kind of rubbing together and that's creating the tension. And so it starts to shake. All right, let's talk about convergence.
Each year. A convergent boundary, on the other hand, is where two plates collide. The impact often weakens and crumples the crust upward into jagged mountain ranges.
Okay, so we are going to see that these two are kind of going towards each other. So you need to move these two arrows so that they are hitting each other. And then the real world, you could talk about just about any set of mountains that exist. So let's look at this when we're looking at it here. Okay, so you're going to see that I am going to take these two desks and pulling it away makes it divergent. And then all of a sudden, when I take it and I slam it up, you see how this desk comes up? Okay, this desk is coming up. So this is going to be a mountain. So one more time, as we have these desks and they're moving towards each other, and even though it's only 6 inches, like there's a lot of force. And so when you do it, one of the desks is popping up. So this is going to be very similar to your mountains that are going to be created. So you could give any real world example of a mountain. We have the Appalachian Mountains that you could use. You could talk about the Rocky Mountains. A lot of people today in class brought up Mount Everest. But so it's all true, whichever real example you want to use. Okay. Let's see this video. So in this one, you need to focus on what is happening during a subduction. Okay, that's a really big word, subduction. So let's watch our video.
There are 3 main types: convergent boundaries, divergent boundaries, and transform boundaries. I'll talk about each of these briefly. So convergent boundaries are where two plates come together in a head-on collision, usually between oceanic plate and a continental plate. When this happens, one plate will be subducted beneath the other plate, so it'll be pulled into the mantle and melted down. This melting can cause a volcano to form on the continental plate. At divergent boundaries, two plates are moving in opposite directions.
Okay, so let's go back.
On the continental plate.
And we're going to pause this. So here, what is happening? We have a thick, okay, this is the thick land. You see how thick that is? Very, very heavy. So this one isn't going to budge. It is big. It's not going to budge, okay? Because it's pretty big and heavy. But when you are looking at the skinny one, we'll change colors for that one. This one that didn't change colors. This is going to kind of come down. You see how thin it is? So when we have like this really big rock and then this really skinny board coming, this is going to end up coming straight down, and it's a subduction, okay? Now, what happens during a subduction is sometimes there's going to be lava that kind of makes its way up. And so you're going to kind of see a lot of volcanoes that are going to kind of come up and wiggle through, and then so kind of keep that. That's what's going on there. Let's erase this. You can watch the video if you need to, but let's go ahead and move on. Oh, right. All right. So on this one, let's go ahead and just talk about them all again. So we are going to do convergent. Okay. The arrows for this one should be coming towards each other. Okay. So they are on the same line and they're like just coming straight at each other. An example of this is going to be mountains. Let's go ahead and talk about the complete opposite of this one, which is going to be a divergent. So in a divergent one, those arrows are moving, those tectonic plates are moving away from each other. So let's make our arrows. Okay, so now notice how now we have this like drop that's happening. Okay, this is where new crust is going to be created. But one thing that is going to be created is going to be valley. Okay, think of where I was showing you that piece of Africa and how that big, huge rift is being created and they are moving apart. And in 5 billion years, we're going to have an island right off of Africa because of it. Let's change colors again. I actually really, really hate the color green. Someone says that color green is for creative people. I am not creative. All right, so with this one, we have our arrows, and they are not really hitting each other. They are kind of like going by each other. But one thing that, you kind of have to keep in mind is that there is still tension here, okay? One example of this is going to be the San Andreas fault. Yeah, I had to think about that word. And this kind of leads us to what's going on with it is they're going to have, think of LA. And what do they always have? You always hear they have earthquakes. It doesn't quite fit. And so kind of remember that all of that tension is what's creating those earthquakes, okay? So we have this things going like this, and they're so heavy and they're so massive and they're kind of rubbing along each other. And so it builds tension, and then all of a sudden that tension just needs to come out. And so that's where we have the earthquakes and we have the shaking. So what you need to do is on your test on Friday, you are going to have, oh my goodness, you are going to have a picture of mountains, and you need to explain how did we get there. Okay, so then we have to, like, you have to make sure that you understand that convergent leads you to mountains. You're going to be given like a picture of a rift or a trench or a valley, and you need to know that we are talking about divergent stuff. And then you're going to be given, what causes an earthquake, and you need to know that it is because of transforms. You need to know the name. You need to know the way that those arrows are going, and you need to be able to know, like, what does it create. So all of those landforms that we had to describe yesterday, you're going to get just random pictures of one of those, and then you're going to be like, well, how was it created? Okay. Some of those landforms we are still going to be talking about tomorrow when we're looking at the external forces, so wind and water, and how are they going to be creating different things, and what kind of effect those things have on stuff. All right, let's go to our next one. On this one, I love working with teenagers. I know that sometimes we try to like rush through things. Please don't do that on this one. This one is sentences, and I know how much you love writing, but I really want you to try and do like a decent job, because I would hate for Friday to come and then you've never written a word with subduction or convergent before, and then you panic and you're unable to do a good job. So make sure that you do a good job here so that you're ready for the test. You're going to look at the map and notice how on the map we have all of these dots, okay? The yellow dots are earthquakes. So all across we are seeing earthquakes. The red triangles are going to be volcanoes. And notice how there's like a whole bunch kind of over here, okay? They're all lined up. What are they following? Why are they in this location? Why don't I see a whole bunch of volcanoes up here on, like, right here? Why are the volcanoes along this black line? What does that black line mean? What's going on? So you need to write in at least 3 sentences, explain why these 2 events usually occur at the same location. What is happening at that location? As you are writing, you need to use the words subduction, convergent, divergent, and transform. But let me make this super clear. If you write this entire paragraph and you don't mention the word plate tectonics, you done missed the whole point to it, okay? So make sure that you are using those big words, using those academic language so that you're ready for that test on Friday. You could pause the video and you could do that. Good for you. Let's continue. You have 4 reflection questions, 2 on this one. Which 2 tectonic plates are participating in a convergence? So you just have to kind of look for those arrows when those arrows are coming along. You could almost kind of see, guys, that's a mountain range, okay? This is a physical map because it's showing us mountain ranges and deserts, even though there's not a title or a key. We kind of know that. And then what landform can we expect to see in 5 billion years as a result? That actually would be talking about that valley rift. So kind of make sure you do that. And then what type of activity is occurring in the yellow circle? When we have 2 plates, one of them's really big and heavy, the other one's kind of skinnier, and it goes down. So what is happening right here along this arrow as bringing this bam, and it goes down. All right. What kind of boundary is occurring in the second photo? It's right there. If you get this wrong, probably need to log into Zoom so I can help you, okay? So go ahead and get this done. Don't be skimpy on this sentence. And then there you go. We talked about most of these all together. If you have any questions or if you're having problems with anything, log into Zoom. Okay?